Welcome back to Silverstone, and this is our last live session of the day, but I'm thrilled to say it involves with Valtteri Bottas. How are you?
Good afternoon. Very good.
What a day it's been. It all starts to feel quite real, doesn't it, on launch day?
Yeah, it is always incredible to get on track for the first time with a brand new car and launching the new car and everything. And normally from that point onwards, you don't even realize that then it's Abu Dhabi, then it's the season final. So everything starts now and it starts to be a really busy time.
It just flies by, doesn't it? Well, you were the first to drive the W09. What were your first impressions of it?
Well, yeah, I was very privileged to drive it for the first time and very proud, of course, because I know exactly how many man-hours there's been for this new car, and you know how much people have committed to try and make an even better car than last year. And to get to drive it for the first time is incredible feeling, first of all. And then, yeah, the car felt good. So that's a good start. But, you know, this is like a shakedown, so it's not a proper test. And as a driver, you're not doing like qualifying laps yet. So it's more like testing everything works, and for yourself also getting back to it a little bit.
Yeah, how long does it take to kind of start feeling comfy in it? You know, a few laps, or is it almost instantaneous?
Honestly, if you pretty quickly. And in the winter time, I've been trying to drive different kind of things to keep driving something.
We saw you on the snowmobiles and things as well.
Yeah, all that.
Sorts.
Yeah, I love it.
That all helps?
Yeah, it does.
Just keep your eye in.
Exactly, yeah.
So you said it's not a test, and obviously no testing going on today, but what are you practicing then when you're out there? Just different lines and just getting to grips with the car?
Just getting to know the new car, new systems of it, how it handles. And just by driving, you get again used to the very high speeds that we can't practice with any other machine really on track, because these cars are the quickest cars around racetrack. So getting used to that speed, getting your eye in, it comes pretty automatically.
Does it feel different to the W8 from last year?
It does feel better.
Better in what sort of way?
Well, from what I could feel, initial feeling was it definitely feels a different car for me. It's difficult to describe, but it feels different, and I mean in a good way. There was no things that I could notice that it was worse than the previous one, and could actually feel a bit more downforce in the car. So that was interesting.
Does it suit you a bit more? Because obviously last year you came in so last minute to the team. You've probably had a bit more input, I guess, to the car this year. So does that help? In theory, yes, it should. You know, we've been with Lewis all year long. Last year, giving a lot of feedback. The team has taken always notes from our comments, and you know, simple things like a new seat for this season. There was more time to get it right, and could actually now sit in much better position than last year. So that's pretty crucial.
It is, yeah.
A lot of us would be like, well, I can't get in there if my seat's not right.
Yeah.
How did you manage that last year then, if it wasn't
Just
kind
had
of
to.
spot on? Just have to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No choice.
That is madness. So this year you're feeling much more comfortable, like in the literal sense of the
Yeah,
word,
definitely.
much more
Can get to better seating position, and also, yeah, let's see in Barcelona when we get to drive more, but I'm pretty confident the car will be a bit better for me than the last year's car.
And the halo, of course, I know you've used it in the past when we've been sort of testing it out at tracks, but obviously it's now a done deal. It's going to be on the car. This is what it's going to look like. How are you finding it? You're getting used to it. Sort of as the laps went by, were you starting not to notice it?
Honestly, already before I was in the car today, I've got used to it in the simulator. I've done...
it's funny seeing it in the simulator, isn't it? On the screen, you're just like, oh my gosh, there's the halo. It's very weird.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you get used to it. I did a race simulation in the simulator, and it wasn't far off from the start of the race that I completely forgot about it and got used to it. And like today, I wasn't paying any attention. So it's there, and for me, that's okay.
So you've been out of the car for a few hours now. Have you had a chance to chat to the engineers and sort of feed back and say how you felt?
We managed to have a quick debrief, yes.
Then you have to come and talk to me. So, you know, very important.
It's been a pretty full-on day, actually, yeah. So we started this morning at 8 o'clock, and yeah, it's soon 6 o'clock and it's still going.
It is 6 o'clock, exactly. Just talk us through going back to the factory for the first time this year, because last year you were the new boy on the block. Did you walk in with a bit more confidence this year, like you kind of know people and can get straight into work?
Definitely, you know, starting this year, knowing already everyone in the team, knowing how the team works, and not having to learn so much, you know, before the season starts. We can actually put all that energy into the things that matter, and that is performing on track. And my performance as a driver and for us as a team. So definitely it's been different preparation. And first time it was January this year, and just could go straight into it, meetings with the engineers, simulator work, all that. So much more simple this year.
Yes, it was tricky last year, coming in so late and sort of performance changes, nuances throughout the year from your side. Over the winter break, how do you address that in real terms? Because it's very easy to say, I'm going to work on my weaknesses and sort of say that. But what does that actually involve?
Yeah, before Christmas already with the engineers, we've been through so many things about 2017. And the final meetings regarding 2017 we had in January. And just we split it, the season into many kind of periods and then races and then certain sessions to look at all the things that we think I still need to work on as a driver, and been trying to process those during the winter. And also then towards the end of January we started to look only ahead for 2018 and how to actually make those things better as a team and for me as a driver, and go from there. But being racing driver, if you want to improve yourself, it's a constant process of trying to learn from all the mistakes, all the difficult races, and just processing those things.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because you can go and do homework, as it were, but you can't sort of go and practice, take the car out for a spin and just, perfect that little bit I was struggling. It would be great, wouldn't it?
From home, go for a spin.
Yeah. So how do you sort of take it home with you in a way? You're obviously still working when you're not at the factory.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all in here,
Locked away.
Because exactly. For us, driving is all about fine details, and thinking about those. It can sometimes unlock some new ideas and things. And nowadays you have phones, emails, Skype, whatever. We are in touch with the engineers a lot.
Last year was such a huge sort of change for your career. You set out, as I said to you in the sort of launch time when we were talking earlier, you had those clear objectives for 2017. You wanted to get a pole position, you wanted to win, you did it all. What did you take away from the year aside from the sort of the pole positions and the wins for yourself? What did you take away?
I learned massively in 2017. There were so many things I learned, and actually, honestly, starting the 2017 season, I had no idea how much I still had to learn. But really, being with a new team, surrounded by new people, new thinking, new ideas, it allowed me to learn so much more. And again, new teammate Lewis, who is a great driver, allowed me to learn something from him. So there were so many things I learned, and especially from the difficult races. And the races I struggled. This year my aim is to avoid those struggles in those places, and that way be consistent all through the year.
Does that mean you have to focus more on those ones and therefore almost neglect the other ones where you were a bit stronger, or do you have to sort of keep all the levels the same but extra focus on some?
I've been focusing much more on my weaknesses rather than strengths, but my aim is to really properly improve my weaknesses, but at the same time the things I'm good at, trying to make those even better. So always need to aim high.
Constantly striving for better. So should Lewis be worried or a bit nervous about the 2018 Valtteri?
Well, that's up to him, but if I was him, I would.
Oh, throwing down the gauntlet, Valtteri, I love that.
No, for me this season I have very, very high targets. I want to fight for the championship. That is my goal in my career. It's again new season, new opportunity, and with everything I learned last year and in the past 5 years, I think it's possible, but it's up to me.
It is up to you, which is a very exciting thing to say. Of course, next week we'll be in Barcelona.
Yep.
That's when we start to see what other people on the grid have been doing over the winter break. Who do you think are going to be the biggest rivals? I know there's so much media speculation. Red Bull, Ferrari, and Toto lists almost the whole grid as potential threats for you guys. Who have you kind of got your eye on as one to watch?
Well, definitely Red Bull, Ferrari, both. As we saw, they were really strong at times last year, sometimes stronger than us. So for sure them. You never should count down McLaren now with a different engine. Williams, I wouldn't put down.
Yes, that would be a bit nerve-wracking to see them in your mirrors, having left them.
Yeah, and I think Renault, you never know. There's so much potential from all the teams. So we are not going to the season thinking that we are going to be far away from everyone. No way, that's not our mentality. We are willing to improve the car still, you know, from last season. Hopefully can make a good step and go from there, and hopefully we can deserve another win.
So when it comes to testing then, if you already kind of mapped out what you'll be looking at next week with your engineers, how does that work? Explain the process to a little bit us.
So actually it was last night, went through with Tony Ross, my race engineer, about the general plan for the testing, what to expect, what kind of things we are going to be doing in the first 4 days. And when I get there on Sunday, we go it through a bit more in detail. So already have general idea, and we go from there.
Do you enjoy testing? Because they're long, drawn-out days, and I know you obviously sometimes divide it up between yourselves on one day or over the days. How do you kind of stay in the zone? Because it's a long time out there on the track.
Well, as a driver, you definitely enjoy more racing and being in the race situation, either qualifying or race itself. But testing is part of it, and testing is opportunity for you to discover about the new car, you know, to learn how to really drive it, to find the secrets of the new car, and also all the setup work is so valuable for us as a team that I keep myself as a hard worker, so I really like testing and discovering new things and really working on the things, and because it can really make a difference for the whole season.
So you'll be standing there with the engineers in between sessions, just going through the data and
asking annoying questions all the time.
Do they ever say, just go ahead, let's just get on with it?
Not really, no. You know, they like to analyze things as well, and we had the same target to win as many races as possible, and we're all willing to work for that, so it's fine.
And I'm guessing then for the second test, you look at different things.
Yeah, first test is more kind of general setup work, figuring out about the aerodynamics of the car, basic things about the tires. Second test, I think normally we go into a bit more detailed setup work and performance, which is more fun, and should be good.
Let's talk about the tires then. An absolute beautiful rainbow of choice this year from Pirelli. Are you looking forward to seeing what they've delivered?
So we got to try the new tires in Abu Dhabi in testing, and actually could immediately feel a difference with the tires. They are behaving a bit differently when you drive them, and also the new compounds can feel a difference. The steps kind of are a bit smaller from each compound to another. And the softest one, was it called Hypersoft?
Hypersoft.
It's so soft. You have no idea.
So what, the feel of that for you in the car, just totally different?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of grip, obviously, but it doesn't last for long. If you push the tire for 3 laps in a row, it's done. So it's quite soft.
Yeah, so a lot of management's going to need to go on there. And then, of course, Melbourne. Thoughts on Melbourne? Do you like racing there?
Well, I spent most of the break in Finland, freezing cold. So it will be nice to see the sun.
It often rains in Melbourne, though, doesn't it? It's warm when we all arrive, and then sunny, whoosh, downpour.
Yeah, it can be, but no, it's Melbourne is always exciting. You know, it's always the new season, sign of a new season, and it's just so interesting to find out where we are compared to the other teams.
It's going to be a bit of snooping going on. You're going to be spying.
What is snooping?
Snooping. It's like, spying on what they're doing.
No, we don't waste energy for that. We focus on ourselves.
That. Keeping on the mission at hand.
Exactly.
Oh, very good. I like that. I should try and take a bit of that on board.
Yeah.
No snooping for me from now on.
Well,
Valtteri, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I know it's been a very long launch day, but very exciting for me and for everybody at home joining us live around the world. Good luck at testing.
Thanks for joining.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And we'll look forward to testing and, of course, Melbourne and the season. Thank you, Valtteri.
Thank you.